LPT Take, a cheap, low-cost or free Excel course. Be it at Coursera, Udemy, YouTube, etc. There's tons of available resources to learn Excel, ranging from free to $25 for tens of hours of lessons. I doubled my salary partially by being decent. Not a master by any means. With Excel and data. Basic Excel skills like sort, filter, formulas, VLOOKUP, slices, and pivot tables are a great place to start and a means to getting a better paying job. Can you provide some specific recommendations on which free courses are good for what benefits? And what additional paid ones will get you? After you have the Excel skills, can you explain how you doubled your salary? XLOOKUP can make you a god at work. Dump VLOOKUP and pick up XLOOKUP. What kinds of jobs and how much do they make? I'm a schoolteacher looking at options to get out. I know very little compared to an actual Excel pro, but at my job I am a god among men. Our Excel welcomes you. Yep. It was a requirement for my current job. Paid $20 for it. Was a good pay jump. And I've never used Excel since the course, lol. Accounting be like. Favorite trick used to join things together. So if you have first name and last name in two different columns but need them in one, so if you need to add a space between, then do A1 B1. That will chain A1 and B1 with a space between them. I can do sorting, filters, slices, conditional formatting, data connections for reports, pivots, and VLOOKUP. Edit. I learned Power Query this year. What's next to learn? Thank you for sharing this. I used VLOOKUP for years. Discovered the newer XLOOKUP a couple of months ago and it's an absolute game changer. Highly recommend looking into that instead. This whole thread is a W. I love when a thread is full of resources for growth and development. Some of the most basic fundamental functions of Excel will make you seem like a god. I swear, dude. Something I learned in my Community College 101 course was some basic flash fill stuff, and a company I worked for in the past said we have been doing this manually for 20 years. Motherfucking yikes, man, but I'll take it. Tie. LPT use Power Query in Excel. Haven't used any lookup functions since, and my stuff is much cleaner. I interviewed for an internal position after I completed my degree and they asked me all kinda of questions about my experience with Excel, pivot tables, VLOOKUP, etc., and I felt like a dumbass because I didn't even know what most of them were. I still got the offer. Ended up declining due to way low ball offer compared to the external offer I'd just gotten. But still, idiot. Went through an entire data analysis course on Coursera. Still can't get a job. 2023 real LPT is to learn to ask ChatGPT or Copilot the correct questions on how to do what you want to do at Excel. Without a course, this improved my productivity by a ton. Agreed. I did some of this and it's helped me out a lot. Play EVE Online. That's how I learned to excel in Excel. Isn't Microsoft integrating ChatGPT into Office products soon? In my company, the board of directors went bonkers when I showed them a waterfall chart I made in Excel. Simon says IT rocks, free on YouTube. It's okay to nerd out and chill. What are slices? Macros are a massive time saver. You'll be ahead of your peers just by simply being proficient with Excel. 10 million this. Understanding how to do even slightly above intermediate function in Excel is so highly valued by companies of all sizes. It floors me how dependent companies are on this application. In spite of efforts to take on fancier software to do things Excel can ultimately do. Makes you superheroable. Bro, YouTube has tons of good tutorials. Good lord. I'm 38 with finally diagnosed AD and got my first RX for meds. Is this something I'll actually be able to do once I have the ability to concentrate? Agree. I took 3 full-day courses recently because my Excel skills felt a bit lacking. Each was between $300 and $400 Australian dollars, but work paid for all of them. And they included free lunch and parking. Woo. Let's say I did start learning Excel and am kind of decent at it. After that, where should I start it with zero previous experience to show for? It always baffles me how many people basically work all day long with Excel without knowing how to use Excel. I swear that if everyone suddenly learned how to aggregate data from multiple sheets automatically and do basic cell lookups, we'd save 10% plus of the man-hours spent on tedious office jobs. Finally, a fucking LPT on a LPT sub, FFS. Basic Excel won't double your salary 99 of the time. You got really lucky, honestly. Intermediate Excel is basically expected at most places. If you don't mind me asking, what did you go from to pay-wise? I got a job once by answering 2 questions correctly. What is this? A thumb drive memory stick. My predecessor did not know this. Yes, this was a while ago. Do you know what a pivot table is? I did go on a long diatribe about the pros and cons, and sometimes the logic just isn't there to extract the data you are looking for. I bought a book on Excel in 1996 to help with my job and taught myself somewhat new basic on programming drainage calculations for my job as a civil engineer. Can you recommend some that you found to be most useful, efficient? What is your current work op? And what industry are you in? What's the difference between cheap and low cost? Sincerely, not trying to be a dick. Just wondering if I'm missing a nuance here. Flushed. I'd you go to the Data tab. There's an option to analyze data. Mark the data and you can now write a natural sentence of what you want to do, and most times you'll get it right. This is excellent advice. Excel is seriously underappreciated and underutilized. What did you do to double your salary with Excel? Did you look for certain job postings? Move at your current company, etc.? Thanks for the help. I have no idea what slices or VLOOKUPs are. This is the best LPT I think I've ever seen. If you are working on tech, learning to data analysis and sorting, which is pretty much just being good at Excel, is a huge boon to how boss types will perceive you and your skills. Also, if you are doing this on your own, make sure you get equally competent in Sheets. Lots of the same techniques and concepts translate, but being good at both is huge. Learn Excel. Translate into Sheets for the most part. Way too many companies are adopting it exclusively and prosper. This is a great tip. I would go a step further and say it pays to become a power user of any software you use regularly. Your productivity can triple or quintuple just from learning keyboard shortcuts, etc. Even if you don't make more money, it makes work much less stressful.